Alright, if we get a crash again, my battery sometimes screws up. I have to get a new battery for this laptop. So if we have another short video, it's not because of the issues that we were having. It's just for the fact that my laptop crashed on us there. So if it happens again, just bear with us. And I apologize in advance, but we're still going to play today. It'll stop doing this usually after a bit. Stop whining. Just leave me alone. Uh-oh. Hold on to me. No, it's not you or anything. Oh, here we go. Now the controller's recognized. Hey, Pamela! Pamela! What are you guys doing? Get out of my way! Unplug your controller. Oh, no, wait. No, don't do it. You're okay. I was just pushing the wrong button. You have to hurry. Your Pamela's a goner. Diamond's supposed to be here, too. Alright, want to make sure. Perfect. Okay, we're cool. Thought it screwed up the controller for a second, but it didn't.
Yeah, we got
What is this? It's the undead, my friend. This song is so trippy.
Yeah, they really did a lot of experimental shit in the 80s and 90s.
Both Super Nintendo and the remake version are so fucking trippy for this song here. I hate these guys, especially in the Pure Land. Those guys are pains in the ass.
Yeah, if you kids want to hear some great old school gaming music, check out the Secret of Mana OST.
Oh yeah, I've been playing this for them and stuff. After we beat that stupid tomato man, do a charged up attack against him.
Okay.
After we beat up this guy, I'll play the original track here for you guys. Oh, 2 hit points at a time. Finally got the bastard. Okay. Time bomb! Oh! Get those trap chests. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. We'll play the, oops. Gotta remember the A button. Alright. So here's the original for the Super.
Yeah, this shit creeped me out as a kid.
Me too.
Remember, kids, Nintendo is for children. It's family friendly. Now go play some Majora's Mask.
So there you go. That's the original there.
That sounds eerily reminiscent of the Lavender Town soundtrack from Gen 1 Pokemon.
What are you doing, dude?
Sorry,
You're like Officer Barbary. Very sorry.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing in these doors or anything. So, but when you go to the second set of ruins, and yes, there's a second set of ruins like this. There are going to be like orb chests, and I'll show you when we get there, of course. Those chest pieces, of course, are still annoying, especially when you use speed up because it gets tougher to hit them. So I'm going to start doing a charged up attack here. Nice. There we go, level 15, rock the Cosba. Oh yeah, the zombies are easy. The Tomato Mans, I'll be like Gordon Ramsay. The Tomato Mans are pretty much tricky, I'll tell you that. Jump and attack, and probably about one more major hit ought to do it there. There we go. Rock on. Alright, down we go. You don't have to fight all these enemies, but we like golden experience, and we're completionists, so... And, you know, plus we don't want to make this too super boring of a walkthrough or playthrough, obviously.
plus, we just want to show you kids how we used to do it back in the old school NES days.
Yeah, no kidding. Boy, you know, the Nintendo and Super Nintendo were just, like, probably the greatest consoles ever made, hands down.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you, the SNES Genesis era was the only era where I went out of my way to buy both systems. That was the very last console generation where I went out of my way to buy both of the competing
The first new non-Nintendo console that we ever bought was a PlayStation, and we actually ended up getting the PlayStation 1. It occurred back in 2000 when the PlayStation had been out for about 4 years already. My brother was really obsessed with it. We had a Nintendo 64 like right away when it came out, and what was really cool was we were visiting our grandparents, God rest their souls, while we were in Florida, and we had finished up opening up all our gifts and all that good stuff. And this is 1996, mind you, in Florida, so, you know, decorative palm trees and all that. So anyway, I digress. So basically, what was great about it was Mom and Dad said, "Oh, hey, you guys might want to look around and everything, because Santa might have actually hidden things." And we're like, hidden things? So we found behind one of the chairs a box, unwrapped it. It's on a 64! All right! You know, so we're just going crazy. Came with Super Mario 64. Came with, you want to heal?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go to Undine.
Sorry,
See, this is why I wanted to be the healer, dude.
I'm,
No. Here. So, give me that controller. Do it. Alright, so here's what you do. You hit... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, yours is a little different. You hit B there, and then you go over to Cure Water, highlight yourself, and then hit it again. There you go, man.
okay.
That's what we needed to do. That's what we needed to do. Power that up to 1. So what we'll do before we end the block, we're going to go stay at an inn, and we'll power that up to level 1 or 2. However much time we have and whatnot, so we'll do that. But anyway, as I was saying, every time that we went to Christmas in Naples, Florida, every 4 years practically, starting in 1992. So like in '92, we were living in San Antonio, Texas, when my dad was a major in the Army. And what had happened was that we basically ended up getting I got the Super Nintendo that year in 1992, and that was awesome. I got it about a year late, but it was worth it. And Zelda, like we got Mario Kart, we got Super Mario World, and oh cool, okay, your X is at level 2. So I digress once again. Alright, go ahead and open up your menu.
Okay.
Go down. 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 Should have gone up, but oh well. Go over to the Running Man. Hit B. Go down to where it says level 2, and highlight that, and then hit B. Now hit A and just get out of it.
I see. So A is to deconfirm and B is to
confirm. Yeah, it's a little different on your controller than mine. I don't know why the hell it does that. And you know what? I think this is the wrong way. It's been a while since I've played this thoroughly. I think this is the wrong way. We need to go down. Forgot about that. God, I usually know this. I was distracted with the Super Nintendo talk. So back to that. So basically, what happened was that I get the Super Nintendo in '92 for Christmas. You know, super happy, super excited, stoked, all that good stuff. So you know, I've got Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past with it as well. You know, I couldn't wait to get home, hook it up, everything like that. Also, what was really cool. So that was really cool about that year there. So we had a blast. You know, came home, played it, had a blast with it. Best Zelda I had played. Ocarina of Time, I love a bit more, but Zelda Link to the Past is definitely a tie. 96 rolls around. I remember that was the first year I got into Die Hard. I actually saw Die Hard with a Vengeance, and I didn't get the whole Hans Gruber scene and everything. Then 2000 rolls around. Brother gets a PlayStation 1, and then I got Thief and Thief 2 for Christmas. So, you know, basically that's when my favorite game of all time, fandom, truly began, because I finally got to play them at long last rather than go and salivate over games that I wish I could play, because I was obsessed with the game that I couldn't play whatsoever. And then I played demos, and it was just great. But yeah, it was really fun, because like we were staying at a beach condo there, and my brother was playing Final Fantasy VII. You know, he likes it. You know, I don't. And I was playing Thief on my dad's laptop, and you don't need it right now.
Oh, okay.
I was playing Thief on my dad's laptop. Already set 15, alright. So I was playing Thief on my dad's laptop, And we were staying at a beach condo, and we'd be watching, like, you know, those made-for-TV Disney movies and stuff like that. Like, one night my brother was watching this one where these, like, two chicks trade place. Like, one's an actress, and then the other's, like, this health food nut and everything like that. And one of them, the actress doesn't like eating health food, but then the health food nut chick does. And they trade places and all that stuff. So I don't know the name of it. If you remember the name of it, go ahead and say it in the comments below. But yeah, we were watching down the side while we were gaming, pretty much.
You know, I remember when I was a kid. I think it was right around when I got my first Super Nintendo, because I had a couple of them break down on me because I played them so much. There was a movie me, my mom, and my sister used to like to watch. This one's actually kind of relevant to the whole SJW thing now, called Just One of the Boys, where the character's like this girl who tries to get her article into like the school newspapers. It was like something about the menu choices in the cafeteria lineup, and the teacher tells her, you know, this isn't worthy of like the school newspaper. There's no way I could print it, and she feels he's not being fair about it just because she's a girl. So she decides to dress up as a boy and try to have the same article rewritten and pretend that she wrote it as a boy in order to get it in to see if it would work. Which, of course, you know, it doesn't, but along the way she makes friends with a guy who she actually has the hots for, who's like on the football team.
And just getting shit on those trash. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's but she winds up accidentally becoming friends with like the football guy she had the hots for, and he doesn't even realize it's a girl. It's actually a really good movie, and it actually kind of mocks the whole SJW thing, which is ironic now that Hollywood's pretty much caved into them. But it's a pretty good movie, and honestly, I think it handles the subject really well.
Do you remember when they used to... Another one, man, you are just getting shit on left and right there.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the Disney Channel used to show those non-Disney cartoons like Flight of Dragons and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I love that movie. I actually have that movie, too. It's such an awesome cartoon movie. If you haven't seen Flight of Dragons, they might have it on YouTube still, but it is a fantastic medieval cartoon, I'll tell you that. It's very reminiscent of Lord of the Rings for its time there, I have to say. So,
you know, I remember when I was I'm gonna heal you.
Okay, you don't really have to, but okay.
I remember when I was very, very young, and this was back when we still had a real drive-thru here in Tucson, Arizona. My mom and dad took me to see a movie called Fire and Ice, which was like a very interesting adult version of like mix of sci-fi, fantasy. It was a very violent, gritty movie. In fact, the guy who made it kind of has like a reputation for making like really violent adult cartoons with lots of sexuality in them way before like Cool World. And this was like one of the hardest ones you could ever find because of just how controversial he was. And this movie was made like in, I think it was the mid-1970s, when you could still get away with a lot of shit. So, you know, you've got to know this guy put some really risque or avant-garde shit in his movies. But it was a good film. It's kind of funny because
we made it through. The Wizards and Heavy Metal came out before Cool World, though. You got to remember.
Yeah,
that. So.
But the funny thing about it is the basic plot synopsis kind of reminds me of like RWBY, because you have a really wise wizard who was like the leader of his people. He had a girl he was in love with, but you know, he just keeps making stupid fucking mistakes, and then everybody looks up to him, and he keeps doing all the stupid shit to cover up the mistakes, and then eventually it's just like, you know what, fuck it, I gotta figure out how to do this the right way.
Alright, so we're gonna be continuing the plot here, basically, at this point. So all these guys, of course, can't talk, so we'll climb up on the staircase, and then here's Big Baddie Thanatos, I presume. Indeed. Such a sinister voice as usual. I've heard much about you. You have beaten Alini, which means you're no ordinary fools. Head over Pamela and stop whatever you're doing to the people of the kingdom. How amusing. You show some spirit, at least. I suppose this is that Pamela whom you were referring to? There she is. Unfortunately for you, I've already drained her energy. She's now my faithful servant. How could you? Sealed under this altar is the energy collected from the people. Resistance is a waste of time. Submit to the Empire now or you too will face utter destruction.
She on villain much?
It's only a matter of time before all nations fall before the might of the fortress. Then there will be order. Without life force, no one has a chance against a might such as ours. And there's Dalek. He was a difficult one to crack. I hear Alini had a hard time with him too. Could this soldier be... things are becoming more interesting.
Uh-oh.
You three are entertaining in your own way. I believe I'll take your energy as well.
Oh dear.
Yep. Down we go. So this is can be a tricky battle if you're low level, but we'll show how easy it can be. Your life force will be collected in that room. Don't struggle.
I think I made the Bond reference a little too early.
Yeah. So it's this evil wall that has two eyes and an open forehead. Start using... Oh wait, I'm using the attack magic now. I forgot. Okay. So now, we are going to start using Earth Slide. There you go.
Off quick!
Don't run away from the wall, dude.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I gotta make sure that I cast well, so... don't attack the eyes either. If you attack, now what happens is if you put both eyes out, and this thing can start pushing you towards the spikes there, so that's why you don't want to do that, yeah. Alright, then we'll just let's slow all three of them down. So I'm not gonna last too long, but there you go. So this is the reason why now that you get fairy walnuts is for this particular reason. Even though they're expensive right away, good gravy. Listen up left and right here. Okay. So, oh, and I used it at the wrong person. See, yeah, this is why you get multiple ones too for me being a stupid ass. Okay. Alright, so now, let's go back to casting. And I mean, we'll get more fairy walnuts anyway, it's no biggie. There we go. And I'm at 16, so we might be able to actually get to 16 before the upper one, just to make it a little more easier on us.
This is why you come to the Gray Fox channel, people.
Well, yeah, I guess. Way to go! Love that victory fanfare.
Yep. See, this is when games knew how to have fun, people.
Yeah, obtain bow orb. So now, Ardith can get an increased bow. So now we're all running up automatically here. A little delay. I see those travels that bewilder the monastery. How quaint. A ragtag bunch of kids playing around like they're the heroes of legend. Damn straight. I'll withdraw for the time being. You may have your village, but I will take these two. Wait! And they vanish. No, look, Pamela! That sucks. Till we meet again. And all that, etc.
Well, damn it, now I'm on a never-ending quest to save my boyfriend.
Yep. Okay, so now we can talk to everybody here. My mind's still foggy. Where did I end up?
Well, you know, this is what happens when you start watching.
Please inform the castle of this phenomenon. What were you saying?
Well, her mind's all foggy. This is what happens when you watch Al Gore videos.
Oh no, how long have I been here? I have laundry to do. Priorities, hashtag.
Yep.
Alright, and here's Gemma here. Gemma! Fox, apologies, I let my guard down. Thanatos is one of the Empire's best and most fearsome generals. I have no idea what they'd send him. It's strange to see such underhanded tactics from the Empire. Why steal life energy from people? The Empire wants to break the seals and resurrect the Mana Fortress. They don't need Thanatos for that. All that is certain is that if Thanatos is here, his forces can't be far behind, but this land is in danger. Yep. This bodes ill. In any case, you should return to Lucas. I'm off to the underground palace. So, you can go to Lucas, but you can skip to the underground palace. But we'll go to Lucas because we're gonna, push the story, obviously.
Yeah. Thanks for the exposition there, Joseph Joestar. Son of a bitch!
So now we don't have the depressing music anymore, and now everybody in the village talks. So now it's not a waste of time to crawl around here and whatnot. Thank you very much. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Alright. Talking here again. The master's been out of sorts since you left, miss. Please come back. Think of your father. Yeah, geez, Arda, think of your fucking father there.
But he hasn't been with us in a while.
Silo, you're back. Yeah, no, I'll come back until I find Dylan.
Yeah, I've got my priorities. I gotta save that sexy husbando of mine. I mean, how am I gonna make my jealous girlfriend's angry little bitches if I don't show off my sexy boy toy?
LMAO. Anyway, I'll just keep going into these doors here. And tuck here. Leave me alone, I don't know anything, it wasn't me. Still scared.
Yeah, he's real Colin Moriarty, that one.
Alright. So, let's go see the children.
The thing that Oprah Winfrey will never have. I'm sorry, I had to.
Too soon? Oh, Papa are back to normal! Oh, Papa are back to normal! For the sake of the children, I hope there doesn't come to war. No matter what happens, I will protect my family. Those are just about the exact lines that they did. Now, if you notice here, as I was trying to look,
my bad.
I just kicked him. But anyway, I'm so abusive. Anyway, if you notice that photo there, that's basically a portrait of one of the kings from one of the other Mana games. So, pretty cool. Trials of Mana, which is Secret of Mana 3, is finally coming to America. It's actually already out, but you can get the Super Nintendo version. It's actually out now, and you can get it off of Steam. But if you want the Trials of Mana 3D version, that's coming next year around March. Everyone's back to normal. Thank you, kind Trevor. So it's a sequel to this game. So if you've never played the translated version on the ROM, you'll now finally be able to play an actual licensed version of it. I'm definitely going to get it. Welcome, what will it be? And it's also the Steam sale, in case anybody's interested, is going to be June 25th. So basically during that period of time, I think it's June 25th to July 5th, you'll get great deals on all sorts of games. So definitely make sure you're there. And then also, if you care, Summer Games Done Quick starts tomorrow. Woohoo! Whoops, my bad.
I almost feel like we should be playing Chinook Tune while he's dancing.
And he doesn't have any fairy elements, which is just such a drag.
Yeah.
But what we can get are the Cobra bracelets, so we're definitely going to get 3 of those. Whoops. See, I keep doing it. There we go. So we get 3 of those, and then we're going to sell our Van braces. Our Power Van brace. Alright. And while we're back on the way, we're going to go to NECO's, of course, so we're going to get more fairy walnuts. We probably just need like 2 more and we'll be okay there.
Yeah, we gotta feed our crippling addiction to there's walnuts inside of you memes. Too soon. Damn it, Ardith, don't break the 4th wall again.
Alright, there we go. So now go ahead and equip yourself.
Okay. Let's see here.
Go to the armor.
Damn it, Ardith. One job, Ardith. One.
It's that little joystick. It sticks on me for a bloodstain as well. You have to hit A.
I forgot it's B on mine. Let's see, is it down?
There you go. Go to the free one.
And
there you go. Okay, now exit out.
now I'm learning. I'm doing new things.
Exit out.
Sorry.
You stupid fuck!
I'm not making old mistakes. I'm making new ones.
Right. Alright.
Oops, I'm on the Sprite.
There you go. Oh, leave me alone. I never like talking to people. So then you find out she really wasn't a zombie. She just never liked talking to people. So that guy's like, this is the Pandora Castle, so we're not going to do that there.
Yeah, she's Elaine from Seinfeld.
Elaine from Seinfeld. Now, if you go into the left there again, what's going to happen is they'll just say the same stuff about the witch and all that junk, so nothing new. And these guys really aren't going to say anything new either. At least I don't think they did. Yeah, about 15 years ago and all that crap, so nothing really new to be said here. I'll talk about, have you seen the monitoring and all that stuff? Now, these people have vanished now that you've beaten not only the witch, but also Thanatos. So, Thanos, I'm going to probably keep saying that. Of course, these people are gone. Alright, so now it's time to get a reward from the king.
Yes, this Let's Play does bring a smile to my face.
So the king retired to his chambers, so it looks like Jem was correctly said, or Devasset was correctly said, young people are going to save our country.
Hey, look, man, I'm just in it for the sexy boy toys. I just need that dialect in me, you know?
So then, these are the king's chambers. The king has recovered. He's no longer languishing in depression. In fact, he cannot seem to sit still.
Uh-oh, Mom's gonna be tired tonight.
Thank you. When your journey is over, please come back. You are welcome here in Pandora. So technically, we've got a new place to live.
Yep.
That's right, the king. You did it, Fox. Hope has returned to my kingdom. What Gemma said about you in the monastery was true after all. As the legends foretold, we will bestow our treasure back to its rightful owner. Go down those stairs and retrieve it. We've done it for these centuries for you. We'll leave the monastery, take them, and with you save the world. Sounds good. So what's sad is, you go in here, guard's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of protecting the holy treasures.
So got a spear orb. Sword orb, so that's cool. I got my level 3 sword. 50 gold. 50 gold. 50 gold. And 50 gold. So you get 200 gold and 2 orbs for 2 bitchin' weapons. Can't beat that.
Yeah, we're getting our link on right now.
Ooh, excuse me. Alright, so next we're gonna go head up to Neko, or first we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna go to Neko's and get some fairy walnuts, and then we'll head back to the water palace.
You know, there's that really stupid creepy pasta Slender Man? You know he's got like all those little guys with him, the proxies or whatever? There's actually a really funny comic where like Ben Drowned, you know, the evil Link character, he's throwing shade at like Max at Hoodie and Nasty for being obsessed with cheesecake, because that's their addiction. He's like, how can you guys be so stupid and get so obsessive over something so dumb and trivial? And then what's it called, the blind one, I forget what he's called, the one with like the blue face and mask. He's like, hey Ben, guess which pot has a rupee in it? And then you just see him pull out his little sword. It was like the funniest moment I'd ever seen.
Yeah, let's go up here and talk to Pamela's parents. Forgot about that. Oh, Pamela, what happened to you?
Yeah, she had decided to elope with Dialect.
Technically, you're not wrong. I mean, your Pamela must have been caught up in something sinister while trying to help me. So, yeah. So now it's a quest to rescue them both.
Yep.
Alright.
See, this game is really progressive. We're not just rescuing a helpless female, we're rescuing a helpless Banda who's a knight. See?
Go ahead and give me control of the girl.
Okay, I'll switch to the
So now I'm trying to have a little fun here. Whoop. Select everybody. Or not fun, but a little boredom.
Yeah, this is what grinding used to look like back in the day, kiddos.
So what this will do is raise the levels of the Pure Water spell, which is what we do. And when you sleep at the very cheap, affordable inn, and that's what you set there.
And remember, kids, this trick will also work on Skyrim as well. Fair and balanced gameplay? Eh, fuck that noise. We got Secret of Mana. Also, check out that bro's dance moves. Suck it, Lambert.
Alright, so now we're going to stay and now we're going to get some more dialogue. You know, I still haven't forgotten you for that joke about Mr. Gnome earlier. Lighten up, sis, you're still worried about that? It's a big deal to me. You know, I only have eyes for dialect. I know, but Gnome didn't mean anything by it. Besides, it's not like you're married to dialect, right? Of course not. Well then, who cares? I care. What if someone overheard and thought I was cheating a dialect with a tiny sprite? If that occurred, he'd be devastated. He'd probably understand if it was a joke. You don't understand. You guys are forbidden from calling me Mrs. ever again. Oh hey, Mel got me thinking about Monacy, so I figured I'd ask. Can I taste the next one? Don't change the subject.
Sprite, you're just stirring up a bee's hornet's nest, aren't you?
Oh yeah. That's what sprites do best.
Yep. Remember, kids, fairies and sprites love to cause trouble. Petalwing is a good little sprite. She will help Cutter very much.
Alright, so we're all saved. So now, we'll continue to power up here. Since the inn is dirt cheap.
Yep. Remember, kids, this is before the home improvement channel tanked the real estate industry in the 90s. Yeah, just tell everybody you can make a fortune with shows like Inside on a Dime. Nothing bad will happen. Especially not with all that deregulation of the real estate industry. Thank you, Bill Clinton. Man, that guy's just rocking that dance, man.
Oh yeah. All the turban guys in this need to be on America's Got Talent.
Oh hell yeah, man! I need to see like a team thing of that. Yeah, like have them all do it to the oh yeah, have them dance on that show to the theme from the Fire Town.
Oh, do you like this? Do you like that? What's this dialect guy about anyway? Oh, here we go. You want to know? Where do I even begin? Great, now she'll never stop. So about dialect, he's the coolest soldier in the ranks, and I just don't mean that he's good looking, but that's true. He always knows what I'm doing. One time I tripped over a branch and he helped carry me home. I still remember that sweet tone he used when he asked me if I was okay. He was so kind. Oh, but he's also very serious about his work. He'll help anyone in need.
Oh dear God.
When we took a stroll outside a tent to pick some wildflowers, he knew the name of every single one. He even knew what each blossom meant in the language of flowers. Crazy, right? He's so smart. Yeah, it confuses me sometimes, and he's always attentive so I don't get bored by the subject matter. You should hear what his friends think of him. He never talks down on like the other captains. Bellic listens to his men and tries to help them when they have problems or concerns. He's the perfect captain of the guard. After I saw how responsible he was, I fell for him instantly. I asked him if he was tied down or tired from having to work so hard. You know what he said? He said, I'm happy as long as I can make everyone else happy. Can you believe it?
Oh dear God.
I thought my heart was going to leap out of my chest. I knew that was the only one for me. And then there was this time that I don't think I've even seen the side of you. Uh-oh, our little sprite's falling asleep. Sounds like a good idea. Hey, I'm not finished.
Oh my God.
Gotta love it.
Yep, right on the nose there, baby.
That was one of my favorites because of how the sprite passes out.
Hey, he knew when to bail out of that one.
Oh yeah. Save the game. Alright. So, back to getting my pure water up.
And I know people are gonna say, are girls like that in real life? Depends on the girl, but yeah.
Yeah, it really depends.
Let's just say I've seen more than a few in my time.
Before the dark times, before the Empire.
MGTOW exists for a reason, people. It almost makes you wonder, though, if she learned how to drain people's mana to make them more obedient and submissive, would she do that to Dialect if he ever pissed her off? Makes you wonder, you know?
Excellent question, Mr. Knight. Alright, boy, still haven't gotten leveled up yet. Oh well. Ooh, more story.
Yep, these old games gave you bang for your buck.
I wonder if anyone and Dialect are alright. Worried? Yes, but I have to do my best. I just keep telling myself that. They'll be okay. Thanks. Just be patient, you'll see. Your hard work won't be in vain. Listen up, success is a mental thing. You gotta visualize it. Going well, where you're never gonna get anywhere. Besides, we're gonna help you along the way. When we can, at least. Arigato, thank you so very much. Well, what kind of boss doesn't look out for their underlings? Leave it to me. I never agreed to be your underling, but thanks for the thought. Tomorrow's another day. Let's get some rest.
Oh my god, he acts just like the Chakalakas from Monster Hunter 3. Yeah, they're the same way. It's like, you're my underling, and then they get their ass kicked every time.
Alright, so we'll get to level 1, and then before the end of the video, we'll probably get to level 2 on the pure water and stuff, so...
I love how unfazed he is by the fact that we're summoning a mermaid into his hotel. And a cute mermaid at that.
Alright, Undine's at level 1, so we'll spend one more night here, or actually, you know, let's just use up the rest of it here, just to give ourselves a head start. So, pure water level 1, you get an extra roughly 30 hit points out of it. The reason why you want to build to level 2 is because you'll start getting 3-digit healing, which is good. And then if you get to level 5, you'll get single-digit 999 healing, which is usually where it's ideal to stop. But sometimes if you get, the higher your level skill, the more you want to level your pure magic, so...
Yeah, this was back when they expected you to level up each and every individual spell.
Yep. Alright, let's stay over.
And if you kiddos watching this think that's excessive, try playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Good times, good times.
Good times, yep.
Especially if you have the PSP version where they let you make a Shadow Knight. Because, whoo boy, you gotta go through some crazy shit to get your Shadow Knight on.
When you were doing the good times, it was like, this is delicious dish on National Public Radio.
I love the way your balls smell. No one can resist my sweaty balls.
Do whatever you want with them, ladies. My balls are for your pleasure. Alright, you can go ahead and take control of the chick now.
Yeah, that was the absolute best skit they ever did.
I don't know why you went in there, but...
Sorry.
You weren't paying attention, I know.
Yeah, I was getting my Yoga Hibiki on.
Stuck in a dream, yeah, no kidding. But what's great is they got all of Ron 1/2 on Hulu now. If you haven't seen Ron 1/2, it's one of the best 90s animes, late 80s, early 90s animes ever made.
Yeah, and if any feminists give you shit about that, just remind them that the main character was born a boy, but he turns into a woman all the time. Yeah, you want to see the You want to see the argument for like transgender identification?
Finally!
Ranma one half. I know, it was bound to happen eventually, right?
Now that we're level 16, or for the most part, these things are just like a walk in the park. Took out the Rabite with double the hit points necessary.
Overkill.
I'll jump up here.
This brings back so many good memories, man.
Yeah, I love being able to play this with somebody. It's been great. It was great to play with my brother back in high school and whatnot, and middle school and things. But man, it's just good to play it with another gaming buddy. Okay. Going the wrong way there.
I tell you, man, I'm waiting for like the day eventually when they make like a not a Ninja High School video game, because that would be fun. For those of you who don't know, Antarctic Crush, the guys who are gonna do the Jawbreakers comic with boy Zach, they're the ones who make Ninja High School. It's basically like an Americanized parody of like all of Japanese culture, anime, manga, and all that shit. Like your main character is basically a normal dude, and he's basically being asked to marry a girl from the same ninja clan as his mother, because it's like her trial, and she was the adopted daughter of the leader of the current leader of the clan. But at the same time, an alien princess from a race of skunk people disguises herself as a human because she's got to marry him. So you've kind of got like a mix of Archie and anime. I shit you not, this exists. It's also got parodies of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, except now the character for Kamen Rider is referred to as Ramen Rider, because she works at like a ramen place in America, and when she was being born, her dad was boasting to all of his friends that he was going to have the toughest, strongest boy in the family, and of course it comes out a girl. So he convinces his wife and his child to raise her as a boy because he had a huge bet going. So now she has to pretend to be a boy all the time.
I saved over my end file.
Oops.
But I have another one. That was our end file too, man. But you know what? I got another one on my desktop, so it's no big deal. Those spells are level to 8 already, so that's okay. I can transfer it over. It's no biggie. Okay. So, then we'll get to the end game with this anyway. It's no big deal. Alright, so what I did was I maxed out on my chocolate, which restores 250 hit points, and then I got 2 more fairy walnuts there. So now we're going to go to the Water Palace and see what's up with Luca.
That's one of the nice things about Secret of Mana is even if you make a mistake on your save files, it's not all that hard to just start from scratch again.
Yeah. Everything that you can do is fairly easy to obtain, except, finding the secret items and everything, but even then, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't like trying to do the Golden Chocobo breeding in Part 7 of Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you fucked that shit up, you're pooched.
Ooh, excuse me. Alright. What the hell are you doing? You're screwing everything up! You'll kill it! Tell me upon Lisa! Okay. Anyway. Oh, this is horrible. Someone has taken the Montesquieu water.
Wow, seriously?
Yep. This crime does not seem like anything of the Empire's usual trickery. How strange. Someone must have snuck in and stolen the seed while Undine's barrier was weakened. You must not let that seed fall in the wrong hands. Get it back as soon as you can. So, wait, I see it. The seed is in the depths of Gaia's navel. So in the Super Nintendo version, she never says that. But in this version, she says that to point you in the right direction. The hint that you would get in the Super Nintendo version is you remembering that Gemma went to the Underground Palace. So basically it's like, okay, I've run around and I haven't seen anything. I'm just going to go head over to Guy's navel and talk to Gemma, and then boom, you're all set there. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Cannon Travel Center, and we're going to go ahead and launch off the Guy's navel, temper our weapons, and then we're going to, and then we'll show you what happens. So it's more of a comedic part of the game at this point. So I think that after we continue all of our activities in the lower land, we'll end because I'm like starving right now.
Yeah.
My stomach's growling, so
I didn't want to say anything, man.
It's all good. I'm a human being too. Unlike Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg was never human to begin with. Hey, I'm actually not getting blown up for once.
I know, it's amazing. That was a nice critical hit of 80 there. I like that.
You know, I guess it's my fault for being a devotee of the Church of Michael Bay. Gotta take the good with the bad, baby. I don't like his movies, but I love his answer to problem solving. Just blow it up.
Hey, Bad Boys 1 and 2 are still awesome movies. Come on now.
Yeah, but
those are the only 2 movies I love of his.
But he's totally going to hell for the Transformers films.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
But then again, I'm going to hell for all the shit I've done, so you know, I'm not one to talk.
Alright, so we're launching off the Gaia's Navel. Stretch here.
Yeah, I imagine when I get to hell, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck took you so long, man?"
Where the fuck you been?
It's like, hey, I'm shocked I survived as long as I did too, okay? I didn't expect to make it to 30. I'm just as shocked as you guys are.
Alright. So now, just gotta head down through here. Yep. Now, usually at this point, I like to take a look at the status screen. And you can see monopower, the mono seed's been stolen, but the earth seed's still okay. So the water seeds are still, but the earth seed's still okay. So you see that there. Alright. So we head down here. And let's go get our stuff tempered here.
Yeah, we're trying to get seeded. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Seed, baby. Alright, so rapier goes to a green sword, the herald sword.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a gladius a little bit.
Yep. Now the children's bow goes to the iron bow. And then the heavy spear goes to the sprite spear. Now you can balloon people with that weapon, which is pretty cool.
Nice. I'm probably going to use that.
Nice cool little green blade there. Alright, so head over to, oh yeah, there it is. Head over to the inn.
God, I love this music.
Yep. And we save the game. Okay, so we're all saved there. Take my eye out there. Okay. So now we'll head around down here.
I think I'm going to switch to the Choblin bow. I mean the Choblin spear.
Oh, you mean the spear?
Yeah, the
Okay.
I love using spears in games. Not enough games. Yeah, not enough games let you use lances and spears as weapons. Oops. God damn it, Ardith. One job, Ardith. One.
Alright. So that means I'll have the sprite use the axe now.
Yeah, crazy midget with an axe. What could go wrong?
Alright, so there you are. The sea thieves are below. They're after the monastery in the underground palace. I'll handle the palace. I need you to see the things below. Keep your guard up. You don't know what kind of enemies lie for you down there. And then here's the elder. Well, how to hole of this big get here. So now we're going to go down the hole.
The heroes go down the hole.
And here's this pimp music here.
Yep.
This is a big ship that busted underground, basically.
We were so spoiled back then, you know.
Alright, here's a whip sword here. Alright, so before we go in, we'll just listen to the music here. Now,
You know what
do
that?
the remix.
Yeah, let's hear that.
What were you gonna say?
You know what this music kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of the alternate soundtrack version of Currington from King of Fighters '98. For those of you who don't know, that's Terry Bogart's theme.
I like this version better.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's a nice little cool kind of gambling theme there.
You know, before we go in, I got an interesting little confession to make. This is gonna surprise some people. I'm not even sure if Gray Fox knows this, by the way.
Go for it.
Part of the reason why I love games like this is that there's not a single bad musical track. This is why I like Toho Project. Interesting fact, however, I don't like playing Toho Project games. I like the characters, I like the story, I like the idea, the world building, all of that. I'm not a big fan of Danmaku shooters. I'm terrible at them. They cause me to go into flying rages. I love everything else. I love the fandom. I love the music. But yeah, don't expect to see me let's play that shit anytime in the near future.
Alright, so.
Because Master Spark can't cure my bad gameplay at Danmaku shooters, you know.
So now we're going to find the thieves here. And yes, it is a chick.
Yep.
The water seed, because we always wondered if it was a dude or a chick in the Super Nintendo version, and they confirmed it's a chick.
Yep.
How'd you get in here? You realize we ain't letting you leave now that you found our secret hideout, right? You brats have come here to the right place. The Scorpion Army is going to rule the world. That's us. And of course she has that tough girl voice. Aw, yeah. Shut your pie hole. It was us who took her precious water seed. Now thanks to its awesome power, we've completed our Super Deluxe Robot. A Super Deluxe Goza Robo!
Kilroy the Indomitable. I'm Kilroy!
Oh,
Kilroy!
yeah. Take him out, Kilroy. Activate.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Kilroy's not fighting robots anymore, now he is one. And any of you who get that reference, thank you.
Alright. So great that she's got the stereotypical laugh.
Yep.
Oh, what's wrong? Boss's energy overload. It's out of control. What? It can't be. And that screech. Just take the seat out and use auxiliary power. Alright, here we go. Now, before we start, this dude's going to use hammers and he can moogle you, so you have to be careful. When you're moogled, your defense goes down. He's eventually also going to become faster and run on a unicycle thread and come after you. He usually smashes one or two hammers at you and he can do a spin attack, so just be careful.
Okay.
And keep the healing up too. Strike and back up.
Yeah, this is one of those hit and
Jack
miss.
him in the back there. See, there's that spin move there. But we're at a high level that it's not really affecting us too bad, which is good.
I'm gonna try doing a charge on him.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I can yet.
There we go. Now it's on the unicycle, so you see that you're halfway there. There's the move.
Crap. Let's see, can I still use items?
Yeah.
Let's see, I need what was the one, the hammer I think?
Go down. Go back down to your spells.
Oh, spells?
Oh, wait, you can't use them when you're movable. Go up twice.
Oh, up twice, sorry.
One more. Use the medical herb.
Okay, let's this one?
Yep.
Isn't there a hammer you get that eventually can
That's
cure
the
that?
mid hammer. We're gonna get that before the end of this block here, so. But it's the noodle belt that you're thinking of that you get in the desert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Ooh, crit.
Yep. I'm gonna charge over here. It sucks because usually, like, long distance weapons work on it, but you know. No, just, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm not used to
Now you just wasted 20 gold. Now it's like, I'm not gonna get mad over 20 gold. And you're full though! Alright, we won. And I was 15, and there it's all falling apart.
Yeah, her robot was trying to protect its OG-sama.
See, this is what I'm worried about with you being the healer. Don't do that!
Sorry.
Don't worry, it's all good. Hey, fucking gold, right?
I've been a bad butters.
Oh, hamburgers. Obtain javelin over. Alright. Oh, nuts, you won't get away with this. Yeah, whatever. Grab your period.
Am I the only one getting Danjuro gang flashbacks from this?
Press a button, I think it's on you there. Yeah. Recovered the mana seed. Yay!
And for those of you who don't know who the Danjuro gang is, they're the bad guys from Yattermon.
Let's bring this back to the water palace. It's on you again.
Ah, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You're the one that won.
Yeah,
You went back in.
Oh. I am a dope.
I don't even know how the hell. You know what? I don't even know if you can even get out of here, to be honest.
Maybe we have to go back and
we're gonna start back at the beginning too. Nope. So at least we'll be able to get down to Watts and temper stuff. We're gonna go talk to the elder real quick. Your incompetence knows no bounds, Ardith.
Sorry, man. I was out partying. I was drinking with Tony, man.
Don't die. Don't you die. I've been waiting. Which weapon's ready for reforging? Alright, so Cold Art becomes Javelin, and then the Leather Whip becomes the Black Whip. With Wreaths, anyway, okay. So all done there.
It's not a
Now
black whip.
we're going to try to talk to the Elder again.
It's not a black whip. It's an African American whip.
Watch, I'm going to be the one going in there. Okay, so we'll talk to him. Thank goodness you're safe. Even the little one's got a bit bigger. You make a dwarf proud. Gemma, he rushed off with the Pandora Ruins. They mentioned something about the Empire. Alright. So now, we'll go and stay and save. Just want to see if there's new plot, and there is.
Yeah, are we gonna get plot from the plot?
I should have leveled the spell. Well, about that guy. What guy? That guy, you know, the one with the hair and the armor? Oh, you mean Gemma? Yeah, that one. So about Gemma, you could tell they meant Gemma from that? Is he really as strong as he looks? What? Because, I mean, how strong could he be if he needed to be saved? Come on, he's perfect. All I'm saying is that he sure gives a lot of orders. What's he up to anyway? He's usually stuff, lots of stuff. It's just stuff we don't need to know about. You sure he's not giving us tasks and going off to take a nap? No, he wouldn't do that, I think. Stop teasing our brave hero. You know he can't take a joke. So that was a very brave night. You sure? I can't quite put my finger on it. He saved my life, so at the very least I know he's a strong warrior. Probably. Look at all this doubt. Look what you've done. Now he's getting suspicious. Look at all that doubt.
Yeah, you know, the girl just hasn't had enough chances to go full Gwen Stefani today. Oh, she used to be such an awesome person, but, well, then again, so did Alec Baldwin and, what's his name, George Clooney.
Fine actors, but I don't like them as people, so I hear you.
Yeah, time changes everything and everyone.
Yep. Alright, so we'll just start, oh yeah, let me take the kill the girl, dude.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we're gonna just start doing some more spell casting here. This is what I should have done before we slept. I fucked up.
But hey, maybe we'll get more plot from the plot. It's like, damn it, woman, get your plot out of my face. I'm trying to enjoy the plot. Oh, it scares me that we use plot as an adjective versus that, you know?
There's plot, and then there's plot.
Damn it, there's too much plot interfering with my ability to enjoy the plot. Yeah, maybe that's why they're trying to tone down Tifa in the new game. It's like, damn it.
Oh, God.
How am I
seeing Tifa's boobs?
It's like, damn it, I didn't come here for the plot. Looks at Tifa. I came here for the plot.
There you go.
Yeah, there's actually a funny game review channel on YouTube called Played It for the Plot, where they review perverted Korean MMOs. Yeah, it's done by the same guys who used to do Fine Game Bitches before YouTube melted down, and then they had to change their channel name to Fine Game Girls. Because, you know, we can't be disrespectful to our women.
You're disrespecting me! Alright, so there's no more story, okay?
Yeah, it's a good channel, though. I love their review of Game Girls. Especially when they got to Guilty Gear. It's like, what do you mean, Bridget's a boy? Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to do the Fate Grand Order episode.
Alright, so next time, you know, we'll be able to build up a little faster up to level 2. Okay, go ahead and take control of the girl again.
Yeah, because it's all about, for me, it's all about being a mean bitch.
Alright, so now we're going to go back to the Water Palace with the seed, and bring it back to Luca.
I'm just trying to relive my high school years, man. It's like, damn it, I didn't get to be the top cheerleader. Yeah, trust me when I say that if you think dating a cheerleader is hot, date the library girls. They know all the freaky shit. It's like, safety word? I don't use safety words. Just scream when you're in pain.
Nerdy girls tend to be, for the most part, more creative anyway, especially when it comes to sex. Because usually, and this doesn't go for all cheerleader types, but usually a lot of Disney cheerleader types are commonly the ones that are going to basically not really going to go with guys that don't challenge them, and then they just want to look pretty and giggle and things like that.
Yeah.
But nerdy girls, or like any girls with a brain, tend to be a little more creative and things of that nature. So that's just something you just gotta understand with that there. And then, so you know, Ardith is technically right with the whole library bait stuff.
Although I will say this, in high school, I did know one cheerleader who was not only really beautiful, but also a really wonderful and really engaging person to spend time with.
The sprite lagged behind, but I love how we don't have to, like, you know, line him up. That's just great.
Oh, yeah.
We keep going with him, and then there he is.
Yeah, her name was Diane Crippen. She was actually one of my favorite drama students to hang out with. Unfortunately, I found out she was dating the biggest asshole in my Boy Scout troop. Yeah, I used to be in the Boy Scouts back before they self-destructed. And trust me when I say that I got out for very legitimate reasons.
Yeah, 50 gold per trip, you know, the Water Palace, of course. Yeah, you know, when I was practicing dating in college and things like that, I actually found, you know, usually if you go to the library, you can find some interesting girls. There, I actually found a girl there named Ginger, and she was like the first girl I ever dated in college. So if you're listening, Ginger, hats off to you for tolerating me.
You know, funny true story. When I was in high school, the librarian was actually...
Hold up. Okay, so... Gasp, there's enemies in front of the palace.
The Department of Homeland Security didn't do its job properly.
Yeah, well, we stole genes, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, like I said, you can space out some enemies there, and you reach 16 there. Sprite right on. If you charge it up, it'll create a bigger balloon too, which is pretty awesome, so... Yeah. But you haven't leveled the spear up enough for that yet, so careful, there's a dude up here. Alright, so these guys are going to be abundant in the upper land, just over there. I think it'd be a little tricky because we're going to be under-equipped there. Oh, there's another fish that showed up. That hit detection on the staircase sucks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean to, or the Super Nintendo game. Alright, so we're going to go inside. And there's enemies in here too, which basically, when they're talking about the Empire and everything like that, you can see how hard-hitting they are since we're under gear for these guys. But we can't help it because we have the top gear for the for the Borderland. But yeah, basically that should give you the hint. I mean, we're returning the water seed, and then the hint about the Empire and everything. Gotta rush here, so we're gonna head up. Head up here automatically. And the Empire is all over the place, and there was a green dude. Sage Luca! Get out of here now! Well, who are we here? I'm Geshtar of the Vandal Empire. And there's another stereotypical evil pretty boy voice. Hand over that seed if you want Luca to survive this encounter. Don't do it, just run! What we do, so it doesn't matter what you do, you still have the outcome's inevitable, but since we're the heroes, we're running. Foolish boy, so now you can't move. Oh, I can't move! Now the seed's up there on the altar, so I thought the seed's still safe and sound in this location. No, I'll just have to break that pesky seal. Stop, Lucas shouts. There, so glad we had this chat. And now it's time to face Jabberwocky.
Yay!
You didn't take care of my pet's reward for making this far. Don't forget to feed him. So it's a two-headed dragon. So, here, oh wait, after this crap, Earth magic reigns supreme here again. So we're going to keep casting that down here. Heal us.
Yeah,
Maybe just select this all. Just be patient.
okay.
There you go. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, good job, man.
No problem.
Okay. So I'm just going to keep smacking him with Earth Slide here. Who knows, Gnome might actually get to level 1 too. Now eventually when one of the heads vanishes, you're doing good. So when you see that, that means you're off to a good start, just like it did there. Oh, whoops. Alright, so now we'll slow him down a little. Yeah, now I'm at level 1 with it. Cool. Alright, so we're going to use a fairy walnut on him.
There's walnuts inside of you, Great Fox.
It's hard to explain. Alright, so let's keep bombarding. Now it's going to start doing more damage, and I'm unconscious, but that's okay. Because my friend and Ardith, Ardith and Ardith could take care of it. Ardith and Ardith, Jabberwocky, attorneys at law. And we did it!
Prepare to feel the power of attorney.
So those double acid storms pretty much ate through us pretty hardcore, but otherwise it's a fairly easy battle there. Just want to make sure you definitely level up to around 16 by this point. Way to go! And we're all healed. And obtain Bow's Orb. So now we're going to go reseal it. Dr. Luca. Now use the sword to restore the seed seal. Talk to Gemma real quick. Rejoice, the Imperial forces have drawn back. We managed to defeat their monsters in Pandora, too. One of them dropped this. You should take it. Obtain Whip's Orb. The Empire's advancing. We're running out of time. You need to restore the sword now, Fox. I'll return to my home country and do what I can to stop the Empire. If they manage to rebuild the fortress, the Montessori's will be its last bit. Talk to the King Travelman and Pata, so he'll be able to send you to the upper land. I have business to say, Lucas, so go ahead without me. So now let's restore the seal.
Yeah, he has business with her.
The business. Just like Godfather, the business. That's my dad's license plate too. Alright. So now we've synchronized the seed, so we're back to 2 seeds, so let's talk to Luca again here. The Empire's on the move. You must bring the Monosaur back to its full power and protect the seeds. Go to the highest peak of the lofty mountains and find Sage Jock. He'll teach you the true meaning of her to be hero. You must visit all 8 of the world's palaces and synchronize your sword with the Monoseeds. It will be a long and difficult journey, but you must preserve for the sake of the world.
Persevere.
I'll heal you. Or persevere, thank you. I'm going to say the game, I read too fast sometimes, thank you.
No problem.
Alright, I believe you can become a true hero. You must never lose hope.
Yeah, so the story I was going to tell Gray Fox before the Jabberwocky fight was when I was in high school, the school nurse for that school, Troy High School, used to be the librarian. I think she used to be the librarian for the elementary school I went to, Monzo Elementary. And the librarian for Troy High School when I was in high school used to be the nurse at Monzo. And the funny thing I found out is both of them were sleeping with some of the. I think the nurse was sleeping with the assistant principal, Dr. Powers, who was like the nicest African American assistant principal you could ever imagine. And the librarian, I believe, was sleeping with the principal, Dr. Scarborough. I want to say. I think he was sleeping with the librarian. I might have the order mixed up, but I know that both of them were getting a little side action, if you know what I mean.
Kinky.
Yeah, oh, and get this, the female special ed teacher that I almost got assigned to, it turned out she was sleeping with almost every single one of her male students and possibly even a few of the female ones.
Oh, you're so bad.
Oh, yeah. And the girl I had my first crush on, a girl who was in my drama club, who was like, I think she had a 4.0 average and was a member of almost every single club she could join. I found out she was pretty much in a relationship with almost every goddamn living thing in that school except for about 30 students and a few teachers.
Alright, hold up here. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to go to the upper end, but what we're going to do is we're going to, oh wait. Yeah, we're going to have to run to it, so we got to walk all the way to Gaia's Navel, unfortunately. I forgot about that, that replaced it there. So what we're going to have to do, alright, my sword went to level 3, rock on. So I'll show that in just a moment, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to Gaia's Navel and take care of a special little thing there, and then afterwards we're going to quit, and then we got to get fed and everything like that, so...
Yeah, our love machines are starting to get a little empty.
But... first here, we'll go ahead and start charging up. So here's the level 3 sword attack. Pretty cool.
Who says little babies to fight? I mean, I played TF2, but man, I love the memes.
Now we could go through the Haunted Forest shortcut, but it's just really annoying with all the turns and stuff. It's just easier to go this way. Whatever your preference is, though, you can either go this way towards Pandora and then to Gaia's Navel, or you can just go ahead and go to the Haunted Forest shortcut. But your goal and objective is to go to Gaia's Navel before you go to the upper one. But since we're on the topic, let me adjust my position here on the futon. Since we're on the topic of, I mean, you've got better elementary school stories than I do. One I have is unfortunately it's funny and it's just disturbing. When I was in Texas at Regency Place Elementary, I had a music teacher. Her name was Miss Mosley. Or no, that was Tennessee, I'm sorry. Her name was Miss Kimball, that's right. And Miss Kimball she lived like in her own la-la land, basically. I loved what my mom said about her once. My mom, before she became a teacher, she was a teacher's aide and helping other teachers within my elementary school, which was really cool. One thing that I really laughed about was how my mom told me, yeah, your weapon skill went up. And the artist too. Okay, cool. Alright, so now the artist's going to be able to start charging up here. I'll mention it in just a moment here. The one thing I remember was that my mom told me that she was so far gone that she probably would go home, dress up in a pink tutu and as a ballerina and stare at herself in the mirror and like dance. And I always wondered like where my mom came up with that. Oh, cool, there's some medical herbs to make up for those. And I always wondered where my mom came up with that. Well, when I got a little older, when I was in high school, my mom told me that that teacher had this boyfriend that she was seeing. Like, she overheard some gossip that she was saying that she had this boyfriend that she was seeing, and then, like, he apparently used to work for the CIA, but his, he had, like, amnesia or something like that, and he couldn't, like, go out with her consistently and stuff like that because of the fact that he might still be, like, hunted down and everything, and this teacher bought it hook, line, and sinker. Like, literally just bought it hook, line, and sinker. And that's where my mom came up with the tutu story about her. Just so full of herself and so self-centered of herself. And, you know, to be honest, the way she handled me, because, you know, being diagnosed with ADHD and being Ritalin and everything, some teachers know how to handle you, some teachers don't. She didn't know how to handle me whatsoever. She reminded me sometimes of that teacher from Billy Madison, the first grade teacher, Miss Lippy, I think, and how she would just be like, you know, it's time to play dodgeball and everything like that. You know, so it's just one of, she's such the embodiment of that. So, like, whenever people would misbehave, she'd be all happy about it and expressive about it and everything like that. So it started to make sense finally, where it's like, yeah, I bet you she probably even does like what Miss Lippy does, and just puts the glue all over her face or something like that, you know?
You know, that reminds me of a woman my mom used to know. My mom, for those of you who don't know, does medical transcription because doctors are lazy assholes. They basically talk into a recorder and she types out the reports for them. And by the way, if you've ever heard doctors talk, it's probably a good thing that this business exists. But back in the day, she used to have to go straight to the hospital to pick up the tapes. And there was this old nun there, this really skinny, this tiny little white nun lady. And every time my mom would go there, she would be like, oh my god, is she gonna tell me to rub my scalp in big white circles for lots of energy again? Because she did that like every time. You know, she was like one of those crazy little naturalist Christian nun ladies, you know. She always had like a weirdo remedy or whatever. And one day, like, I think it was one of the last days my mom worked for this hospital, she walks up to my mom and she's like, you know, I don't think rubbing your scalp in big white circles actually works. And that just drove my mom crazy. But the funny thing is, my mom didn't realize this. My grandma B used to say the exact same thing. When I was young, she would have us scratch her scalp in big white circles because she said it made her feel rejuvenated. And I remember, like, a couple of years after this nun lady died, I told my mom that story. She's like, oh my god, is that just a thing that happens to you when you reach that age? And I remember when my great-grandmother, Hermina Suarez, started to get Alzheimer's, we put her in a home in Phoenix, and one day somebody got her a little teddy bear that had, like, a big red sweater. And the day after, we go to visit her, and she's like, oh, did you see the nice little present my boyfriend gave me? And we're like, what? And it's like, yeah, my boyfriend, the general, he gave me a teddy bear that looks just like him. I mean, she was going really far off the deep end at this point.
I really love your mom's story. She actually, maybe we were going the right way initially. It shows how smart I am today. I don't know. I was thinking the opposite of that. I was like, oh yeah, if you go that way, it's going to take you to the bridge, and then the other way takes you to the bridge, and it's like, oh goody. Your mom told me a really amusing transcription story once where basically she was listening to a doctor transcribe, and then all of a sudden, like, it would stop, and you would hear, like, this thumping and stuff like that, and then basically the talking would continue, and then there would be a break, and then you'd hear this thumping and things like that, and it sounded like a rhythmic thumping, and also there was a woman in the room with her.
Yeah.
So basically she told me the story that, oh my god, he's probably having sex in the middle of his transcribing, and I was just like, damn, That is one pimp doctor there shagging his nurse.
Speaking of that, my sister Sarah recently started working for her as a transcriptionist, and she recently did a tape where that exact thing happened, except this time the woman in the he's still trying to talk while he's doing the dictation.
You can charge up your spirit level too now. By the way.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
He was still trying to talk and do the dictation while they were busy. And right when he says something, she corrects him and was like, actually, you're supposed to pronounce it like this. And my sister was busting up laughing so hard, I could hear her on the other side of the house. And when my mom was asking her about it, she's like, how sad is it that whoever it is he's sleeping on his wife with had to correct him about the proper pronunciation of this word.
That's your mom for you. Your mom has that quick wit like that.
It is such a funny thing. Like when you're in our house, like one of the things I told Gray Fox is my mom has the oddest love of the strangest movies. We introduced her to House Party, so sometimes when I walk in the kitchen, she'll be like, I smell, and then she finishes the rest of it without even hesitating.
Alright, so we're going to talk to the elder here. Thank goodness you're safe. Even the little one's gotten a bit bigger. You make it work proud. Let me give you this mallet as a thanks for dropping by. It's the least I can do. I used to use it in the show.
The minor mallet.
Yep. So this cures you from pyamization where you get shrunk. Now that's going to come in handy against the snake boss later, and you'll see what we're talking about. Alright, so we're going to go to the inn and we're going to cast the cure water spell a few more times, and then see if there's any plot, and then we're going to call it quits. My grandpop, I called his Papa because he was Polish. I called him Pop for short. Rest in peace there. Pop really loved Next Friday. He loved that movie. My brother and I were obsessed with that movie when I was in high school, and we were watching that movie, and just he would just laugh at the parts with everybody in it, like the whole he really loved when they were getting high, and he also laughed hard when they were with that guy who's just that one guy, their next door drug dealer neighbor. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna call it mini me and stuff, and Pop just started breaking out and laughing there. So he really loved it. Pop wasn't a politically correct gent, so he used the N-word a couple times in that, but it would still make you laugh because of the fact that he would say that, and you would hope to not pick up bad habits like that and everything, but I tell you, when you're Polish, you're disgruntled, hands down.
But when I was a kid, me and my sister used to love to watch Pinky and the Brain. But one time my mom walks in on us while we're watching it, and she was busting up laughing. She fell in love with it. Every once in a while when I go home, she'll be like, gee, Brain, what do you want to do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Trying to take over the world. Or sometimes she'll, in like Brain's voice, she'll be like, Pinky, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And I'll be like, I think so, Brain, but Pete Rose, can we trust him? It just scares me, the stuff that she loves. She loves Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. I've never seen anyone else talk nice about that movie. She loves House Party 1. We actually saw Terminator 1 in movie theaters when I was a kid. She let us watch Children of the Corn. Oh, nice.
Wow, hard to think that I didn't know about the monocenes up until now, and that there are bad people in the world trying to use them for their own nefarious purposes. I think I'm finally starting to understand how important these seeds are. I was just tagging along, but I'm going to see this whole thing through. Alright, we're all coming together. The Dalek are here to protect the monoseeds too. We got to step up and stop wrongdoing when we see it. I don't know if that'll save the world, but it's a start. You're getting more responsible by the day. I'm impressed.
Uh-oh.
Do you think? Not by much, but at least you're not whimpering at the sight of goblins anymore.
Ouch!
Are you still going on about that? Well, I better get a move on. There's still Dalek and Pamela to save after all. Guys, I've been thinking, maybe people aren't stealing the monoseeds to eat them. You really want to eat when we were thinking about eating the monoseeds?
Oh, Sprite.
Yeah, gotta love them.
But you know what one of her favorite shows is? Elvira, Mistress of the
That's
Macabre.
cool. That's really cool.
And I was the one who introduced her to that.
That is really cool. Boy, she was really something back in the day, and she still looks okay for her age, I gotta tell you.
I tell you, man, she's aged a lot better than a lot of ladies who were younger than her.
Yeah, surgery can do that for you. But anyway,
isn't that right, Cher?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll just do it one more time here, and then we'll call it quits.
If I could turn back time, I'd go back to the plastic surgeon and get a better deal. You know, I told my sister this, but how sad is it that Cher needed Sunny more than Sunny needed Cher? Because, I mean, say what you will about Sunny as a musician or as a singer, but damn, did he make it in politics.
Yeah, no kidding. Good night. Simpsons good.
You see, people, this is why this is the highlight of my week.
Alright, we got into level 2. Cool beans. Alright.
Gray Fox is the only guy who can keep up with my nerdiness. It's a joke, so
I'll
it's
do my
too
best.
fast.
So now, as you can see, we can heal up to 3 points. So that is going to be very, or 3 figures. So that is going to be very crucial in the upper land. And you'll see what we're talking about when we play next time. Alright, let's see if there's going to be some more plot here. Nope, okay, but that's alright. So we'll just heal up there.
Well,
Okay.
don't worry. If we need more plot, we can always go to Jelbrew.
They've already put up a couple of Miriam pictures from Bloodstained, so which no, not surprised, of course.
Darn it! Now I'm not going to be sleeping tonight.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, she's pretty, but she's not like. I mean, unless they gave her a bigger bust, but anyway, yeah, that's my prejudice. Okay, so we're all set. We had a really fun time there, made some progress. This is soon probably going to be the longest Steam game on my account too, next to Skyrim and even potentially Bloodstained. So next time what's basically going to happen is we're going to go up to the Upperland, we're going to try to find the Wind Palace. This is the sprite's home, so he's going to take us home. We're going to save a Moogle village, and then we're going to head over to a village full of mushrooms, and then find a dragon. So basically we might do both of those at the same time there, because the Wind Palace part's a little shorter, and then basically we'll go through the Dragon's Cave and just kind of probably just play up to that point there. So yeah, all the lower lands done. We managed to make it to 16 like I remembered last week, and I'm glad we were able to level the Cure Water to 2. Might play Bloodstained tonight. We'll see if Ardith's down for joining me, of course.
Oh, yes.
And since the save file actually saves over on the laptop, might as well play it on the laptop too. But we'll get this all uploaded and everything, so Sunday or Monday you'll probably see all this stuff. Alright, so anyway, had a blast today, and go ahead and hit Alt-Z there. Okay. So I had a blast today with Ardith as usual, so we'll see you next time, possibly playing Bloodstained together. So this is Gray Fox 37.
I used to be a hero of the monosword like you, then I took an arrow in the knee. Ardith Bay 76, baby!
And we're signing off.